No one prepares you for the fall. Not really. They talk about failure as a learning experience, like it's just a step on the ladder. But when you break, really break, there is no ladder. There is no next step. There is only the floor, and your face hitting it again and again until you forget what standing felt like. They won't tell you that, because they've never been there. But you have, or you will. And when you're down there, you realize something terrifying. You're alone, and no one's coming. Most men don't come back from it. Let's be clear, they exist afterward, but they never really return. They drink more, sleep less, trust no one, speak half as much, and feel even less. They learn to survive, not live. They laugh when they don't mean it. They love with a hand always hovering over the exit door. They call it maturity, but it's fear. It's bitterness. It's what happens when you mistake endurance for healing. To be broken as a man is to watch everything you built become a joke. The hours, the loyalty, the sacrifice, none of it mattered. Because when it broke, you realized something. No one came to save the builder when the house collapsed. And here's the worst part. You probably blamed yourself, even if they were the one who lied, even if they walked away, even if they betrayed you. You still wondered, maybe I deserved it. That's how deep the damage goes. But here's the truth no one talks about. The rebuild doesn't begin with hope. It begins with rage. The kind of rage that doesn't scream, but simmers, silent, focused, cold. It begins when you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what will I do now that it has? This is where most give up, because the world doesn't give men permission to be angry, to be hurt, to be ruthless in their recovery. But if you don't reclaim that power, you stay in pieces. You can't rebuild a man if his body is weak. The gym isn't therapy, but it is war. Every rep is a middle finger to the past version of you who let someone else define his worth. You train because your spine needs to be made of iron, not opinions. You train because no one's coming to carry you. You train so when the next storm comes, you don't break. You bend, and then you strike. And finally, the mission. You don't rebuild a man without rebuilding his reason for existing. Not love, not approval, not revenge. Mission. What will outlive you? What would you die for? What do you wake up angry to achieve? When you have this, women become companions, not saviors. Work becomes sacred, solitude becomes fuel, and every step forward feels like war against the old you. Because it is. You're not rebuilding to go back. You're rebuilding to become something you've never been. A man who doesn't ask for permission, who doesn't apologize for boundaries, who loves deeply, but would still be whole if she walked away. A man who can be alone for months and still walk into a room with presence that bends the atmosphere, not because he's pretending, but because he's earned his silence. Here's the part that will feel impossible. You have to forgive, not for them, not to get them back, not to be noble. You forgive because hate is a leash that ties you to the day you were broken, and you're not going back there ever again. So you cut it, and you let them live in the memory while you build something they'll never understand. Remember this: you don't owe anyone an explanation for how you came back. You don't owe softness to the people who only liked you broken. You don't owe love to those who left when you needed it most. What you owe is to yourself, to finish the rebuild, to walk forward, to become the man your enemies hope you never become. You're standing in the rubble, not by choice, but by truth. And now, you get to decide, will you stay there, or will you rise, brick by brick, thought by thought,